okay.
How was yesterday?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you win at the games?
Not really. No.
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 Ah,
But I tried. Oh, you're really up for a drinking challenge then?
I'm down.
Good.
When you say drinking challenge, I was like, I cannot lose. I have to do this. I have been summoned. So basically, yeah.
But you said that you struggled at one of those drinks.
Yes, I did. And I'm still trying to figure out how the hell you are not like suffering from that drink.
You
Like
know, no, because
you should be hanging at this point. You should be like in bed, like praying to God after that
what?
drink.
So it was things like I didn't feel anything like that afterwards. I just got up and went on the computer and, as it was like any other day. I felt nothing.
How? How? Literally, I don't know how, but every time I've gone out, and I've had that zombie and I had a Godfather, like my body has just died. I'm dead in my bed. I'm throwing up everywhere. Like how you drank 3 pictures at once? What? No one could do that. Not I don't know anyone that could drink 3 pitchers at once, just sipping them like Tennessee whiskey, vodka, and rum at the same time, like, and not feel hangover in the morning.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I didn't feel anything.
how? I can't. I just can't. You must have felt something.
No, I didn't.
At this point, you either one, you've got God's like superpowers, or two, you're lying to me.
I wish I was lying, but I'm not. I just woke up and then just went on the computer.
How?
I don't know.
Right, I need to test this. I need to do some like sort of science experiment next time we go out drinking because I
Next
just
time we do this, um, I'll I will video call you on the morning afterwards,
alright, but
and
well,
then you will see.
I might not be able to pick up the phone, but we'll see.
No, you will if you want to see want to see the true full experience.
hmm Yeah, but where would we go though for the drinks?
Well, so I was thinking of doing it after the Captain America movie, and if we
hmm
do it with Spoons in Town.
Alright, yeah, cheap and cheerful. I like it.
Yeah.
Haven't been to
When you have those drinks, is that the only drink you have when you do buy that, or do you have other drinks while doing it?
I have a few beers before I go into the pictures, like I break myself in, and then of course then I drink a picture after I've had a few beers, like maybe 2 or 3 beers, and then I have a picture, and then that
Well,
usually
I
does me.
basically did with like the IPA and the one that you got me. So I'll say that on well, if not probably worse because of the picture.
Mm, yeah, and I just honestly I don't know how you survived.
It wasn't really that hard, really. I mean, the way for like you and Aaron went on and be like, "Oh yeah, I struggled to do with it," and then I was down it all. Um, I really don't understand how it was so difficult for you.
I guess we all got our different strengths and weaknesses. Your strength is that you can just drink for Britain.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point, you definitely are lightweight compared to me.
Well, you're more the sweet stuff. I'm more of like the bitter stuff, like the stout, the ales, the craft beers. You like the sweet stuff, so you can down it like there's no tomorrow.
Don't give excuses.
Mm. But there is a cocktail. Well, I say this, but it is expensive. There's a cocktail bar called the Slug and Lettuce, and I think you might enjoy that because it's just vodka.
Hmm.
It is expensive though. The cocktails are like almost £9.
Well, that's not really that expensive compared to like Wisbon, which is about that price as well.
Yeah, I think it's like £1 or more extra, something like that.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's decent, but like I went out the other day with my friend. I haven't met her in ages. Some sort. oh, we'll go to Slugger, let's have a few drinks. We got this like zombie. It was like a miniature version of what we had at the barn, and of course it was a non-alcoholic one because we were both driving. But most of it was just filled with ice. Like you just drink ice half the time with those cocktails. They're very fancy cocktails, not like the proper picture ones that we get at the post. Like if we needed to go and get drunk, the post is where we need to go. Because they just pour everything in and say, have at it.
Well, I got a feeling that I probably could outdrink you and Aaron.
To be honest, Aaron doesn't drink much. It's only recently that he's started to drink.
Mm,
So
like,
he doesn't drink much. Like he only drinks like vodka. I think it was like a vodka mango that he drinks. Oh, that's it, vodka orange. He drinks vodka oranges, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, Aaron really does not drink much, unfortunately. But he's coming out of his shell, which is really nice. But yeah,
well, the way that you went on about it, because I remember like before you said like Aaron, he got into drinking and he's quite a good drinker,
he
and then
is, but he can't drink like the stuff that I drink, like the beers and all that. But if you give him vodka, it's literally gone. Like others, I remember. I think I don't know where he was, but I remember Aaron sitting next to me, and I just brought him a drink. It was a vodka orange, and I brought myself a beer, and we just started drinking. And I was talking to another guy on the other side of the table. I forgot who it was, but then of course I look over and it's gone. He's just downed it. And this was a double vodka orange, mind
oh,
you. And he's downed it and it's gone. And he said, oh, that was really nice. Why'd you buy me orange juice though? I'm like, Aaron, that was a double vodka orange. He's like, oh, right. And I'm looking at this kid, I'm like, oh my god. He's just yeah. Yeah, but no, he's really good. Like, give him vodka, he's down. He's done it. Like, he loves his vodka. So I
mm,
think you and him might be a good team with the vodka wise. But when he drank the Godfather with me, I gave it to him in the end because I couldn't drink it, and he said he couldn't drink it either. Literally, it was strong for me and him. So you've got one up on us already.
yeah. I mean, it's just like the fact that I just want to order it. Like both you saying like you both struggled with it, and then I did it, and I think I was about halfway through, and I'm thinking, really, you struggled with this?
I just you don't have any taste buds, do you, mate?
What I do?
You don't have taste buds because that is the only reason why I can think that you can drink that sort of stuff.
Oh, it was nice-ish. I mean, it wasn't as nice as the other one you got me, or the other ones. It well, it wouldn't be my first choice as a drink, but
Mm.
to do like a challenge, I would definitely do it again just to beat you.
All right.
And we should get like Lauren to be like the judge.
Oh yeah. If she's not too pissed herself.
Oh, she's not gonna get drunk.
Nah, she never does.
Yeah, we should also place money on it as well.
Oh, we're doing bets. Oh god, it's gonna get messy real quick.
No, no, no. Oh, okay. The bet is whoever wins the thing, the other people have to pay for the winner's drinks. Hmm?
All right, I'll take that.
Now you got a reason not to lose.
Yes, I'm skint as it is. So.
Okay, this is more something more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a messy night.
Are you prepared to lose?
Well, let's see. I'm prepared to drink. You know, like if someone says we're going out for drinks, I won't turn it down. So yeah,
But it's a
I'm
competition of a drink that you can't handle.
oof.
Whereas me on the other hand, you know, don't mean to brag.
Show off. Oh, but yeah, no, I'm down for it. Just tell me a date when, and I'll be there.
I was going to do up the Captain America
Oh
movie.
yeah, of course you just said. God, I'm an idiot. Right? Yeah. All right. Cool. When is the Captain America? I forget.
The 14th
The
of
14th
February.
of Feb. Okay. When's that? That's a Friday. Cool. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad then.
and there'll be no work the next morning.
Yep. Well, I'm not working Saturday, so should be fine. Captain America. Cool. That's in the calendar. Awesome.
Do you actually think you actually stand a chance?
Maybe, maybe not.
It's
I just
me.
well, it depends what we're drinking. Like if I'm going to
It's
get like
the zombie and Godfather.
right, if I'm drinking the Zombie and Godfather, then I probably won't drink any beers. I'll probably just go straight for that. Because if I drink beers, it's going to start mixing, and when you start mixing drinks, it's not a good combination.
To make it a bit more fair, and we'll do that vanilla one which you got me. Like,
Hmm.
see everyone in because it was quite nice. Everyone agreed it was really
It
nice.
was, yeah.
And then after that, we'll go into the other ones.
All right, bet.
That way, it's on equal ground where it's all the same.
Mhm.
And should anyone mess up, it's their own fault.
Yep. Yep. Mhm.
And Lauren can be a judge, and you will lose.
Ooh. It's gonna be fun.
You already said it yourself, but like you struggled with it.
Yeah,
So
I know. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna drink it. I'm gonna drink it until I throw up, basically, and then
you go through the first one, like, and thinking, oh yes, it's like really nice, and think it's gonna be easy. Then you get into the second one, you struggle with it. You push through to the third one, and then that's when you'll go wrong.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've never been good with the spirits. The spirits and I don't have a great
Oh, here
understanding.
we go. Here comes the excuses again.
But yeah, no, spirits and I don't go together that well. You might be
Well,
carrying me home, so
I look forward to winning again.
should we do this podcast?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Hello, and welcome on back to another Taunt episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by.
Hayden.
And today we're talking about the TMNT 2003 Season 2, Episode 23, The Big Brawl, Part 1. So, what do you think about this episode briefly?
Briefly, very different. I know I say this all the time, but every episode is very different to one another, especially for this one, because we are diving into the multiverse of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it is very much very different to what I was expecting for this like sort of season finale build up. But yeah, no, I thought it was really, really different and really out there. But yeah, really cool.
I'd just say that overall for this episode, while I don't hate it, I don't really have anything really bad to say about it or anything really good to say about this episode. As this one is just mainly a setup, episode for the overarching story for the story arc, which I do think is great, just so that like there's like a little time to really set things up and actually make everything enjoyable. But at the same time, I feel like we might struggle with talking about stuff in this episode compared to like the next few where we'll be going on and on about it for ages. So yeah, and also there's like quite a few new characters in this one, which I'm very curious to get your opinions about. Um, okay. So do first start off with Muspinter. He's in the lair and he's training by punching up bags, breaking bricks. What about that bit there?
It was very different to see Master Splinter training for once. Like, we usually never see Splinter training. We always see him meditating, but it was very odd to see him training like this, like smashing bricks, doing backflips. Like, was really unexpected of him to do training. Like, you knew something was up because we never actually see Splinter train all this much in this series. But seeing him train, it did raise a few alarm bells.
Yeah, I'd say that it was like really nice to see Muspel's train. I also have to say that just overall, I do quite enjoy when like they do show the training side of things for the turtles because I think it just goes to show that like there's like always room for them to improve and it's not always just stuck in this one mode where the turtles are just like good fighters and then every so often they'll just be like a lot better sometimes, but then other times they'll just be shit. So I like this way of like it does show that all the characters they are improving all the time. And I do think that must have been so. It just goes to show like the kind of threats and also just how strong the other characters will be in this story arc when you do get to see them like taking out Master Splinter, and it's like a oh shit moment. And I do think that's like quite cool, and I do think I don't know. It's quite nice, but also at the same time, like knowing what happens with the next few episodes, I say it's weird because even though this should seem like a big deal and all that kind of stuff, the power balance with the turtles and Master Splinter throughout this story arc is just all over the place. So I feel like knowing what comes next, this bit doesn't seem as cool, but like seeing it for the first time, I feel like it does have a bit of a oh my god kind of moment. Um, but yeah, so after that, we do get to see Splinter. He tells them to stay at home, but he does go out to make a portal to go through it, and that's when Turtles decide to follow him, and they also make the portal. So what do you think about that? About that bit there?
To be honest, that was really weird. At first, I thought Splinter has gone off the rails. He's speaking in gibberish, and he's starting to do incantations on the walls. He's like starting to like summon a demon or something. Like I didn't think Splinter was like that, but you know, there's a first for everything, especially the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But yeah, no, I thought that was really weird at first. Like because this episode, I still, at the moment, I still really don't know what's going on in this whole episode in general. Like you said, this is like a starter episode to the season finale, and of course, it's just opening up what's happening really. And I still couldn't piece together what was going on. Like some bits I knew, but some bits I was a bit weird. Like, how is this going to work? Like, why is this here? What's this great battle arena for? The pieces are still like trying to come together for myself, really. But yeah, no, I thought that was kind of weird just seeing Master Splinter do incantations and all that in the middle of New York. Like he's doing these weird hums and rhymes, and he's summoning some sort of demon. I'm like, okay, where's this going?
I mean, I just say like I don't because like it goes on to explain that he heard Master Splinter do his, all this stuff before. But I wondered like how would you get into that kind of situation of Master Splinter like doing it because it's not exactly saying which like you'd hear often because it opened up a portal to another dimension. And the way that it's not much of a conversation go, it's like not very much of a spell. It's weird. I mean, also like I find a bit stupid, like Mikey and Raft, like going up to the wall and be like, "Oh no, like like the pool's gone. Where is it?" All that kind of stuff. Just like just like moving all the like chalk off the wall, and then doing puts a flashlight on there, and it was somehow all intact. I find that to be quite strange, quite annoying. I'm very surprised there was also nothing else that showed up while on the black light.
Oh
um,
god.
well, it's a dark alleyway in New York.
Yeah, you got a point, but
I don't think it's that clean.
yeah, no, to be honest, I think there might have been some other stuff on there.
Yeah. How do you know for those? How do you know that like that bit was actual markings and wasn't something else?
Oh god. It's like, oh yeah, there's a marking on the wall. What is it? Oh, let's draw it out, and it's just completely something different. I won't say what it is. I think
Oh, well, no.
yeah, I think the audience knows what we're talking about here, so we're just gonna move on from there.
Yeah, I was just about to say for like this bit. I do like how it does set up a lot of mystery of like what my Spencer is doing and all that kind of stuff. But like all that kind of stuff which just mentioned before, I do think it does make it look a lot more funnier. Um, Also, I was. So what do you Portal think? I always did think it would always like go back to like the world that Kirby created with his portal. I always thought it had something to do with that. Like even in like this episode, like we do get to see like some of the characters from that world in this episode. So I'm just like curious, like why we didn't use this opportunity to like end like Kirby's story arc or anything like that. It's weird. Like, did you think that, or was that just me kind of thing?
To be honest, I did kind of think that with Kirby's world and all that, but to be honest, we haven't seen Kirby in ages, so at first it didn't come to mind. But as the portal was there, I was thinking this really does remind me of Kirby. But now that I've seen the episode, I can just partially think it's Kirby, but it's not. It would have been nice to see Kirby again because, of course, can't speak. Of course, he was in his own world. He made it. It would have been cool to see Kirby again, and I really wish in the future they're probably not. They're probably not going to do it, but I'd
Oh
like
no,
to
he
see
never appears
Kirby.
again.
Oh, that's a shame, then. But Yeah, it would have been cool to see Kirby again.
Yeah. But after that, we do get Silver Toes in this whole different world. Okay, let's talk about that quickly. So, this whole world in general, um, what do you think about this new location with the Balnexus, the wildlife, the variety of different multiversal people there? What do you think about it overall?
Overall, I think this world is pretty cool. Like this is like the sort of like Dimension X, the world between worlds, and it's it's very much different. It kind of looks like when they got trapped in their minds in the Utron layer, and of course it looked like the old world Japan, and it really does like resemble like the old world Japan from the Utron layer when they got trapped in their minds. And I was thinking, oh wow, they've traveled back to like the past again. But then of course you see these weird creatures, and then they fight these weird stickmen, and you could tell it's not like old Japan. It's not of this earth. There's stickmen now fighting with these indestructible blades, but it was a really cool little thing. And I did like how they've set it up. Like this is where like old samurai and the Japanese culture sprang from. Like all those years ago. Like these people must have come to Earth in old Japan and gave them and passed down this knowledge of samurai and fighting techniques and just builds this from there basically. That's what I'm thinking at least. It could be completely wrong, but just a little idea that just pieces the story together.
Yeah, let's say for like with the overall world, I like how with the actual main building with the Nexus Arena and the building, I like how it does look like vastly different like to our world. But I feel like for the other stuff within this world, I just feel like it's a little bit too Earth-like, and I feel like some which I had a problem with like April's Artifacts episode with that whole different world. It's just for like it's just trees and rocks, but like some of it's like a different color. I mean, I do get to see like a deer or or a gazelle at one point, which is cool, but like it's not that much different to Earth. I feel like when you think, oh yeah, like, this is going to be a world between all these different varieties of worlds and being a multiverse and that kind of stuff, and you just get the forest. It just seems a rather boring location to a really exciting location, or like name of like a location, all that kind of stuff. I wish there was a lot more like fun elements that was just made this place feel a lot more different to Earth than what we did get to see. Yeah, okay, but going on to the actual stick fight. Oh boy. Yeah, what do you think about that bit there?
To be honest, seeing the like sticks fly out of the portal and then land and then turn into actual stickmen themselves, that was unexpected. I was thinking, oh, the spears have come out and then something else is going to come out that portal, but nope, you got the stickmen now, which is like, to be honest, I've kind of seen it all really. Like, there is nothing that surprises me now with this show, and for those that have been watching this podcast for a really long time, we've seen quite a lot of few things, and for myself particularly, like I've seen, oh god, I've seen mystical spirits, I've seen aliens that look like pieces of gum, I've seen,
You
well,
name it, it's there.
yeah, you name it, it's there. I've seen it all. And of course, we see these stickmen come out the portal and they turn into these like fighting warriors with indestructible blades. Like, at this point, I'm not surprised. Like, everything it doesn't come as a surprise anymore. But seeing that fight scene with the turtles, I thought that was pretty cool because they're fighting someone new, someone different, and we got to see them in action and just show how powerful and insignificant the turtles are in this dimension, and to compare to all the other dimensions that they're going to face, like they are very insignificant.
Yeah, I'd say that with this fight scene, I do enjoy this one because it's like a different enemy, and also the way that they went around fighting these characters, they did like it up and personal and throw them around, which I found to be like quite interesting because like most other fights is like very weapon heavy and just all around the place. So I did like how this one was just like very close and personal. And I mean, it was. I said there was some aspects which I did find a bit weird, where like, what, well, and you can see like one of them was how I cut Leo's sword in half. But yeah, when you look at other bits of this fight scene, Rust's size doesn't break, Donnie's bow staff doesn't break, so that also feels quite weird there. But I'll let it slide. but at the same time, it just feels weird where it's only Leo compared to everyone else, which they get off scot free. And then also like how everyone they're like going in, like flipping him over, throwing him around. Then it's got Donny, but just hits him over the head. And then it makes it even better was the fact that after this, these characters go off to fight another group of people, but yet one of them has brain damage, probably, or or maybe not like brain damage, but at the very least, like an or
A concussion?
yeah, he's supposed to fight someone and he's supposed to win. Like, like I thought that's a bit unfair, but I mean they do them.
Hmm.
Yeah, so after that, we do get to see Master Splinter fighting, and he's fighting this blue forearm man. What about that fight scene there?
Seeing Master Splinter fight like this blue-armed man was very different. Like at first, I thought he was in danger, and I was thinking, okay, we need to go rescue him. Let's go down there and rescue him. But of course, as we later know, that he's actually a friend, not a foe. But yeah, now seeing that fight scene with Splinter and this four-armed blue giant from I don't know some planet that exists in the multiverse. I was about to say Hoth then, like from the planet from Star Wars, but that's not what I'm thinking. The ice giant one from Thor,
Oh yeah,
that one. You know what I'm talking about. I just can't
yeah,
remember the name, but I was thinking of that. But no, it was really cool to see them fight, and of course the turtles are trying to help them out, trying to help Splinter out, but of course they can't because the Goji, is that it?
yeah, Goji.
Goji, that's the one. Goji comes in and stops them. It's like, look, stop! You can't do this. It's against the rules. But yeah, no, I thought it was really cool because it just shows that Splinter is now this sort of warrior sort of thing. Like he's a warrior across dimensions. And of course, the blue man, well, the blue four-armed giant, then explains to the turtles about what's going on. And I thought it was really cool because now that we know that Splinter has like this second life to him, this opens up a whole new story arc to what Splinter actually is. Because in this series, we don't see Splinter all that much, but now we're seeing Splinter in a new world, a new light, and basically he's just been living this double life and he's just been lying to his sons like this past like a few years or so, and no one knew until now. And I think it was really cool because it now shows that we can explore this world with Splinter, and now know what's going on with Splinter because he's such an isolated character, and now that he's got this double life, we can explore that a bit more, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's say either like with like I mean I do find it like fascinating to see like how big of a difference it is like with like Splinter being like human event turned into Splinter in like 2012 compared to this one where it was a rat turned into Splinter. I do find it interesting to see like how different they do try and make Splinter with his just like his whole like character really just because I'll say like because I mean just like with like human one he would have like different experiences and he is the way that he is now and I find it be much more interesting. But then you look at like a version like this where that's come much like something a bit more different and do find that to be like great on that front. It's just so fascinating to see like how they can do interesting things with like the same character but with like slight minor changes. But with the actual fight itself, I mean, I was thinking more lines of with the character design. Do you remember Ben 10, like forearms?
Yes.
Yeah, he gave me little vibes of that just because
Mm.
of the forearms.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why. Um, but yeah, I mean, I thought that overall for the fight scene, it was okay. I mean, I did feel like it wasn't as exciting as what it possibly could have been, just because the blue guy was only punching the ground and throwing a tree around. I don't think it was as exciting as some of the other fights that'll come up later in the story arc. But I just find it like really like cool to see if like there are like more threats and must been to is not able to defeat compared to like all the stuff on Earth where he's able to easily defeat some of the stuff and shows pretty much the only challenge. But like it's nice to see that there is more of a challenge for Splinter now compared to everything else on Earth. But we do get the reveal the backstory behind Splinter and Hamato Yoshi, and with the backstory basically being was that Hamato Yoshi was competing in this arena, then Splinter went on to do it, and then one night he was tapped by Draco before being saved by Dijambio's son. So what about that bit there?
To be honest, I really that was really cool. I really enjoyed how they brought Splinter and his master into the fold. Like his master was a Nexus battle warrior, and it kind of makes sense because Splinter, Splinter's master, and of course Shredder, knew each other from before, and of course it does make a bit more sense now why um, his master was killed, because I don't know if Splinter did know about this fourth dimension. I mean, sorry, Shredder that knew about this like other dimension, but it
I
does
think
make a bit more sense on
I
why
think
he was killed.
I think there was like a cameo bit in episode 2. I want to say of like Shredder's helmet in the hall of things. So I think there is a hint at it. Or at the very least, there, because also I think there is like, because like many years later there was a tie into this in the comics, and I think it was believed that like, and that the comic version was supposed to be in the same universe as this, and there was a different version of Shredder, but he was a good guy. So Shredder most likely, well, I don't know because it's weird, but also at the same time, how did Hamato find out about this? Because this isn't something which you could just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go casually over there without no prior information to this universe. How would someone find out about this? It's not common knowledge.
Yeah, now that you say it out loud, I how did he? Like, there's no actual past tense. Maybe his master before him did it, but then how did his master? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. There's no backstory to it.
Well, the only champions from Earth are Splinter and Hamato, and there is Shredder's helmet. That's the only things from Earth. Or well, this Earth. So, but at the same time, like, how do all the other multiversal people find out about it? It's not common knowledge or anything. Like, because if that's the case, then like you get more people going around there.
Yeah, I really don't know, to be honest. Maybe it's like a rite of passage when a warrior becomes too powerful in their own universe, and then they get selected for the games by the Emperor or the Ninja Warrior or something. Maybe, I don't know. Did they ever explain it in the comics at all?
No, it's just more. Well, in the comics, they found out about it by a scroll, and something. It was a weird storyline where this creature was going after the foot. I can't remember it really well because it was really weird just because at the time, um, like and I cut the story off, but like Leo was still in in that universe, but he hadn't got to the actual arena yet, and he met a version of Shredder who was a good guy. He was Oroku Yoshi, I think it was called, like a mixture of Hamashi Yoshi and Oroku, and also at the time because Splinter died in the comics, they also made him the Dumyo of the Battle Nexus within this universe. So it's a very weird thing, but because I didn't, but because the comic was cancelled before they could actually wrap things up, it's just left in a weird place. So Leonardo has been stuck in the Battle Nexus for over 10 years now, and there's no, and so far there's no looks like he's going to return anytime soon. But
What?
yeah, the reason why I got cancelled was because Nickelodeon bought Turtles at that time, and then they cancelled every Turtle project coming out.
Oh, money.
It wasn't even money really. It was just more the fact that they bought it, and then they wanted to do their own things, and it worked out for them in the end. But it's annoying because every fan who like read the comics wants a definitive answer to all this stuff, but they just won't do anything about it.
Yeah, nah. That's a
Yeah.
shame. Like, there's so much potential there as well.
Mm. Anyway, getting back to it. There's a backstory.
Yes, the backstory. Um, the backstory of seeing Splinter go and fight this dragon. Like there are dragons now, I guess. Okay, but like I said, we've seen it all before. But yeah, no, I thought that was really cool fighting this huge mystical Japanese sort of looking dragon. I thought that was really cool. And of course, what was even cooler was even after Splinter was injured and he had the ability to forfeit the match. He said, "No, screw that. I'm gonna win this match and show who's boss." And literally, he splinted his leg. He put a splint on his leg, and then he went back straight into the game, kicked his ass, and became like the multiversal champion. Like, I don't know how much more badass Splinter can get at this point.
Him being in more episodes.
Yeah, like he's like God. He's like a multiversal champion of fighting. Like he is the top of the top, the best of the best.
Yeah. What do you think about like a bit afterwards where he was attacked by Draco and was saved by Sogi Jimbo and Dumyo?
To be honest, that was pretty weird. Like, I wasn't expecting, like, at first, I thought they were like the foot ninja. Like, how is the foot in this universe? Like, it's completely different because they really did look like the foot, like maybe an enhanced version, like a tech ninja or a mystic ninja, one of those ones. But then, of course, they have this like huge black ponytail on the back, and I'm thinking that doesn't look like a foot. What's going on here? Like these really weird ninjas, and of course they're just ganging up on Splinter like for no apparent reason. And seeing that, I was thinking, okay, what's going on here? Maybe it's Shredder. He's come back for revenge again. But it was really cool to see this ninja warrior bunny. He was just like a complete bystander, and he comes along and saves and helps Splinter out. But to be honest, he does look familiar. Like I swear I've seen this
Yeah, you've seen him
character
before.
before.
I've born comics, and let me. You've definitely seen the character because of what of what I'm into.
Yeah,
Um, so he's like a character which I've seen before. Um, yeah, I'd say for like overall for what I thought of the character of the scenes. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool just giving more backstory to his universe with the lore, the history, everything like that. I thought that was just so amazing. It's all like the what was it called? Like the Notes from the Underground was able to like build out this world in a much more interesting and fascinating way. It was just so great on that front. And I don't have anything really bad to say about this bit. I felt like the scene with Draco attacking Splinter at night. I feel like that bit could maybe be moved to a different part within the story arc to make this be a bit more of a oh my god, I can't believe Draco did that kind of thing. Because I feel like seeing it does feel weird like that's part of the story. It didn't really feel like it had any reason to really be there. I understand if like it had reasons like set like Yusuke Jimbo up, but other than that, not really. It felt I don't it felt I don't want to say it felt out of place, but I felt like there was better places you could have put that bit. So I'm sending the image of Yusuke now. You have seen his character, but like, this is your first time actually probably interacting with the character. So yeah, I think that like you will have like a lot more to say about him in next week's episode. But yeah, do you get
I've
him?
seen him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen this character before. I just couldn't remember where. Like this bunny looks familiar, and I've seen his face before, but I just couldn't remember where.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, okay. What about Draco? What do you think about him?
Draco, to be honest, I don't know much about him to like fully go in depth with him. Like I know he's like setting up to be like a villain of sorts because one, he's greedy, he's jealous, he wants like revenge because Splinter beat him in battle and combat, even though it was a fair combat. But he's jealous, so it's giving off a lot of like villainous vibes. Like
Oh yeah,
he's
he
very
definitely
much
is
the
one.
villain. Mm.
He's um he's not like one of the best villains. I think he has like a really cool voice, but he's involved in some of the better episodes from the show, ones which people love to bits. Someone say it's like and Dana Hill saying it's like the best from the franchise. He's part of them, but like he's not really a fan favorite kind of character. But like the voice actor, this is going to surprise you. He's so the person who voices Draco does the voice of Casey Jones.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
No,
no,
really?
yeah, no, I'm being serious.
Ha-
Like, and this is what I'm saying. But like 2012, so like the actors, like some of them they do have decent voice actors, but most of them are celebrities and will only do like one voice. this show has some of the most talented people on it, and they can do because a person does was Casey and Draco. He does like half the characters, and you couldn't tell a difference like between the characters. He is that good.
Damn. Like, I, to be honest, I wouldn't have known if you hadn't told me that was Casey Jones voicing Draco. Like, I would have just thought he was a different voice actor.
Yeah, I mean, so and even like with Casey's without his normal voice, Casey isn't his normal voice either. He doesn't even have like the same accent or anything.
No, it's completely different.
Yeah. So after that, Draco arrives and Spinner allows him into the arena. I don't think there's really too much to really say about that bit there. Definitely say about that bit there.
About the arena bit.
Where so it's just like Draco. No, it's just Domino comes in. Ultimately, she comes in, apologizes, and Spencer allows them to be part of the arena. I don't really think there's too much to really talk about there.
To be honest, I don't really have much to say either. It
It was
was
just like a scene to like just set things up to get him into the battle arena.
yeah, basically
Yeah,
like
like there's
it
nothing
was
really there.
no, it was cool to see that the ultimate ninja, the ninja warrior. I keep calling like Ninja Emperor or Ninja Warrior something. I don't know why, but I keep calling him like an emperor because he looks like an emperor to me. But yeah, just seeing him, and of course saying to the turtles like, "Oh look, you guys have finally come to join after so many years. Like it's about time that you come along and join." And of course, he's asked Splinter, the father, it's like, look, can the boys join? It'd be really cool to see them fight. And of course, Splinter reluctantly agrees because he thinks it's time for them to join the battle nexus once and for all. But yeah, no, apart from that, I don't really have too much to say for it. It was just like to get them into the battle nexus. That's really it, really.
Yeah. Well, after that, they go to the arena. They're talking about getting things ready. Again, I don't think there's really too much to really talk about there. However, Traxmus was there. What do you think about Traxmus showing up? Was you
I
expecting him?
To be honest, no. And to be honest, when I first saw Traximus, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Traximus!" Like, I was actually really excited to see him because we haven't seen Traximus in ages. And I thought, "Oh my gosh, it's Traximus! Like, he's here." And of course, Traximus is one of those likable characters. He was in the arenas with the turtles, and he was just like this cool character that you can relate to. Like, he was just working away in the arena, and of course he's now here as like one of the warriors in the battle nexus. It was really cool, and it just goes to show that everyone from every dimension is here. Like, wherever they're from, they're gonna be there. Like, it could be anyone. It could be Traximus, it could be a Federation soldier, like, could be anyone. But it was really cool to see him, and I was pretty happy to see him. I was like, oh my god, Traximus.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I really love Traxmus. I think he's an underrated character, and it's just so great to see him here and get do a lot more. But again, like my same question applies with like Hamachi. How did he find out? He's not like a ninja or anything or anything along those kind of lines that would even remotely relate to him finding out about Nexus. I mean, he's a dinosaur in space. How would he find out about a multiversal wrestling arena? Like, I mean, to be honest, that does make a lot of sense, really, saying all those things out loud. But at the same time, like, it's how did he find out?
I don't know. This is the problem. Like, there's no actual backstory on to see how they have been selected or chosen for the Battle Nexus. There's no backstory unless it's going to be in other episodes. But actually, it isn't because we just spoke about it. Oh, but yeah, no, I really want to know how they are selected. Like, what goes on? What selection processes that needs to happen for them to join the Battle Nexus, or is it like chosen at random?
I think it's more the fact that you just like go to the world and you sign up and then you fight people to get into the actual arena. By the sounds of things,
But how do you get to the world though, without knowing how to get there?
yeah, that's the only thing which I'm confused at.
It
But
doesn't make sense.
unless there's people who travel to their world to tell about it, but I don't, it's just so weird. Should just move on.
Yeah, I think we're going to be here all night debating like how the hell they get there to
Yeah.
do the Battle Nexus. It's going to be like I'm gonna be like drawing on the walls like the dots to dots. It's gonna be one of those moments.
Yep. Well, after that, we do get to see Vitals. They're walking through the Hall of Champions, and we get to see Leo. He stands behind, like stays behind to meditate or like says his prayers to Hamachiyoshi. But we do get to see some of the Dark Assassins. They show up to try to eliminate him. What do you like that bit there?
To be honest, it was really like weird at first. I was thinking, okay, it's the foot again, but it's not. But I was like, oh my gosh, like they're here to assassinate him. Like, why are they here? And why are they coming out the statues? Like, what creatures are these? Like, who are they?
They're called the Dark Assassins. They work for Draco. Uh, like they only appear in this story arc, and that's it. There's not really too much to them other than just that's what they look like, and they're there.
Oh,
There's
but,
there's hardly anything really to them other than just they're just like the Foot Clan, but just work for Draco, but only for this story arc, and you never see him ever again.
oh, bit naff.
Like other characters, they appear for an episode and they never see him again. So fuck, it's not that much of a problem. I mean, at least they get to appear in a few episodes, not just one-off kind of thing.
Hmm.
But they're trying.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't. I can't really say too much about this scene just because most of my opinions about this scene are about what happens in the next episode that continue on from the scene. So I can't say too much about it, but it was alright. I mean, I'll say that overall for this episode, I thought it was a good one for setting things up, but I just want to get to like next week's episode just so that we can actually see all the fights happen and actually get into the good stuff and not just setting things up. But it's not a bad thing because they had the time to do that. But it would have been nice to just get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about this episode overall?
Overall, I thought it was an alright episode. Of course, this is just an opening one, so I can't really say about too much because this is like part one of three, right? Like, there's
Four.
much. Oh, four now. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a lot to open and dissect here. So I can't really say this is like my favorite, but it was pretty cool to watch.
Hmm. Well, so it does get a lot worse in for season three. They open up with a six-part story arc, but it's been into two parts. But it continue. It's just basically one. Like it's basically like it's more or less like a 2 hour movie. So what I have to look forward to for next year.
What?
uh, yeah, it's not bad, but it's crazy with what they do because it starts off decent and then it gets so bad, but then it gets decent again, and then at the end you lose interest in it. It's not a bad story arc, but I don't see it how people love it. But the amount of time but like, you do get 6 episodes, so it's an annoying thing. But we won't have too long to wait. Depending how depending how fast we go through season 3 of 2012. Um, yeah, okay. Get back to it. Surprisingly, there is no trivia on Topedia. So, weirdly though, but I feel like there should be. But I feel like the only thing that would be trivia is saying Yosagi Jimbo's there. Other than that, there's no trivia. Now, for the characters, or the cast, I should say, we got Toronto voiced by Sam Riegel, Lena voiced by Michael St. Nicholas, Michelangelo voiced by Wayne Grayson, Raphael voiced by Greg Abbey, Spencer voiced by Darren Dunstan, Dumyo, also voiced by Casey Jones actor Mark Thompson, Ultimate Ninja voiced by Ted Lewis, Gyoji voiced by Oliver Wyman, who did voice of Fugitoid, Draco voiced by Mark Thompson, Mimasu Usagi voiced by Jason Griffin. Now this one I feel like you would be quite surprised at because he did. Have you seen Sonic X?
Gosh. Sonic X. I think I have, but
It's like the anime Sonic where he's in a world, I think.
okay, yeah, I remember. I haven't watched that in years though, so I might be a bit patchy on some bits, but yeah, I have seen it, but it's been so long.
Well, he did the voice of Sonic and Shadow in that TV show, and now he's coming over to play Usagi Jimbo.
What?
It was all done in within like the same like studio apartment, so that would make sense why they got all the actors there. We got Traxmus voiced by Frederick B. Owens, and Dijin was by Extrat. Uh, who's he? But yeah, I'd say for like this whole story. Dijin. He was the forearm person.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I forgot his name. Literally, sorry.
Oh, just looking on because on the because I do go on to like mention of all the like different worlds which people are from. Looking at this one, it says home unknown alternate dimension. So
Wow,
I
doesn't
kind of
help us.
yeah, he's just kind of there.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, this whole story arc has like so many voice actors compared to like other ones. But like that's understandable when you do have like multiverse, like a fighting arena with these characters is understandable. But like seeing like some of them like doing multiple characters, like the Casey actor doing like the Dumyo, the Ultimate Draco, it's insane with some of them that he does. Um, Okay, so for next week's episode, it's part two. What do you think is going to happen in that episode?
to be honest, I think we're going to find out a bit more on why Leo's been assassinated or trying to be assassinated. And I think we're going to see the turtles fight in the arena for the first time. And I think we're going to see maybe potentially Draco. But to be honest, this is like the first episode out of four, so it could be a whole different scenario. But I think they're going to fight a few people first before they meet Draco again. But this is only like speculation at this point, so really is really is a mystery to what's going to happen next for myself. Really,
You're somewhat close with like Tales of Fighting. Will be like find other characters before fight Draco. But I feel like I think that that's little bit obvious considering like where they are.
yeah.
Okay, so who do you think is going to be starting episode?
Ooh.
I'll make it easier because of the multiverse angle. It is one of the turtles.
Okay, good. Because I can't go through all of those the things. Like now we're going into the multiverse. It's just like my mind is still trying to reel from the fact that this is like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show, and now we're going into the multiverse. And I'm not gonna lie. I know a bit about the turtles. Like we've done this for like how many years now. We've learned so much about the turtles, especially for myself as a newbie. And I've only just gotten a grasp on like the actual Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe. And now that we're diving into the multiverse, this is like a next level sort of stuff, and I'm not ready for it. I've just gotten grasps of like the whole turtle situation, but now the multiverse, like, give me a break.
I really don't think you're like really ready for like because okay so I'll just say for like would you like the normal side of tell things. I feel like this is coming like to the end because I'll say that after this story arc, this is like where the like, normal side of things really ends because after this with like 2012 side of things it and also this one they do take things up a notch into going more weirder and wackier with like this time travel, multiverse stuff. It kicks things up a notch, which I don't think you're really prepared for. And if you're already like mind blown at this, then I don't think you're ready for like next season of 2003. It's gonna be insane.
Like, I can imagine how crazy it's going to be, like, with the multiverse. Like, it's just a whole different ball game, really. Like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, even though like they're like messing around with the multiverse, they don't really go around it in a way which I feel like people would expect them to because I feel like when you mention multiverse, you expect them to go through different like realities and just go through two different worlds. But with this, they only just go to like so this story and this is the only location to go with for the multiverse. Like I mean, but at the same time, with all the like variety of different characters coming into it, this is like possibly like the safest bet they could have gone with.
Hmm.
But yeah, do you have anything else to say about this episode, or it's all done with this one?
To be honest, I'm sort of done with this. I've said all I need to say really. Like I said, this is like the first episode of 4, so I can't really explain too much because I really don't know much. Like it's all new, and I don't know if I have enough information to go off yet. So, but once we get into it, I think we will. But at the moment, I'm sort of done with this episode.
Okay, yeah, I feel the same way. I just feel like I have a lot more to say about the next few episodes, but considering that this was a setup episode, I can't complain all too much. But yeah, that's been another episode of Talking Tales. I've been your host, Teddy,
And I've been Hayden.
and we'll see you all soon. Goodbye, yo, bye.
Bye.
And we are done.
Sweet. Oh, that was mental. I kept getting